Hello, welcome to Oldham Sixth Form College's Progress to Success presentation. Normally we'd be hosting this event in our large lecture theatre and you'd be listening to talks from myself, my senior colleagues, ex-students and current students, but clearly due to the pandemic that's not possible, so this is our next best alternative. It'll be just me talking you through the slides. My name is Richard Lee, I'm Assistant Principal at Oldham Sixth Form College, and my two main responsibilities are helping students transition from school to the college and also then from college to university, employment or apprenticeships. And a lot of the material we'll be covering in the slides relate to these two areas. Pleasingly, due to the wonders of technology, we've also managed to integrate some comments from a couple of ex-students as well, so you'll be hearing from them later on. Now, the most important word on the slide in front of you is community. We've worked really hard over the college's 29-year history to make sure that we can bring students the benefits of us being a large sixth form college, which means that we can offer you lots of opportunities that you might not get in other schools or colleges, but at the same time we want you to feel that you're part of something and that you're working with a group of people who are going to support you academically and pastorally to make sure you reach your aspirations. In many ways, you'll be working with a smaller group of people at Oldham Sixth Form College because you'll be doing fewer subjects, you'll have fewer teachers, and you'll get to know them really well, develop fantastic working relationships, which again will help you make the most of your time at Oldham Sixth Form College. I'm going to say a little bit more about our pastoral academic support and all the extra opportunities that we can offer you, our extras, later on in the presentation. And to try and divide the presentation up into 5 main areas, things that I think make Oldham Sixth Form College stand out from other schools and colleges. And you can see the 5 areas that we're going to be looking at on the screen in front of you. Overall, we pride ourselves in offering excellent support to all our students, no matter what their ability levels, no matter what their aspirations. When you join Oldham Sixth Form College, you will have a progress tutor who you meet once a week, who follows your journey over your 2 years at college to make sure that you do reach your potential. And we are aware that sometimes the transition from school to college is a difficult one. The step up in terms of the level of work is something that some students find initially difficult. So there are workshops in place to offer extra support if students are struggling with any parts of their education. If you need to access any additional learning support, and you've had that at school, then that could be put in place here at college as well. We also have counsellors in place if students are having any problems in their lives as well, and we can offer excellent support there. We have 2 dedicated careers advisors, and they have got lots of experience and expertise, and will be able to offer you fantastic guidance in terms of working out what the next best steps for you are. If you're a student who is aspiring to a really competitive course at a prestigious university, then we have a number of different programs in place to help you reach your goals, and those programs are open to everyone. And also, if you're not thinking about going down higher education route, university isn't something that you want to do, there is plenty of support on offer for students who are thinking of going onto apprenticeships or employment as well. Now, sometimes I think when students leave school, there's a feeling that that's where parents' or carers' role finishes. That's certainly not our view. We think it's important that the 3 parts work together: the college, the student, and the parent or carer. We will involve you in the life of the college. We will send you reports. Students get 5 reports a year and regular newsletters as well, telling you everything that's going on in the college. There will be parents' evenings when you can come in and speak to the teachers of your son and daughter and find out firsthand how they're getting on. Outside of that, you can have regular contact with their subject tutors or progress tutors just by contacting them at the college if you have particular concerns or want to find out something about their progress. Sometimes parents aren't very aware of what the options are after college, so we do have a particular evening towards the end of year 12 where we talk through all the options in terms of higher education, apprenticeships, funding of these things, so that you're as well informed as your son and daughters are as well. And if you need to let us know anything about additional learning support that your son or daughter needs to access, then please do so. We have a portal called CEDAR, and you can use that to find out live information about your son or daughter during their time at college. But we really want to involve you in their journey during their time with us. Now, a lot of students who come to Oldham Sixth Form College have very high goals for themselves and would like to progress on to some of the very best universities in the country, what are referred to as the Russell Group universities, and onto some of the most competitive courses. And we want to give students at the college every opportunity to be successful and reach those aspirations. So we have a varsity programme which any student can access, which gives extra support in terms of explaining the sorts of things that you need to do if you want to turn those dreams into realities. And there'll be a number of sessions during the year that all students can opt into that will explain and help them reach those particular goals. Within the Russell Group, Oxford and Cambridge are often seen as the most prestigious universities in the UK. And if students are thinking of applying to those universities, there is a specific group in place to support them as well, which will take them through every stage of the process of applying and giving them the very best opportunity to be successful. Rather than me talking you through the Oxbridge Group, I'm going to ask an ex-student to tell you about her experience as part of the Oxbridge Group. The student's name is Megan. She was at Saddleworth School before she joined us. She's currently on a gap year, and she's got a place to study English literature at University College, Oxford.
So at the beginning of Year 12, I was invited to join the college's Oxbridge Group, which I'd never heard about before, and Oxford and Cambridge were never universities I'd ever aspired to before. I hadn't thought about university at the time, but I joined because it sounded interesting and a lot of my friends were joining. And it really could not have turned out to be a more educative or opportunity-full experience. So right from the beginning, we had visits from both Oxford and Cambridge universities who came to Oldham to run big workshop sessions and question and answer sessions with us, which was invaluable at that stage because I didn't know anything about the process of applying. I don't think any of us really did. And it involves written work, entrance exams, personal statements and interviews. And I think Oldham Sixth Form having those contacts at that time put us in a really strong position, and it was really good fun as well to find out about this whole new world really and to meet lots of people. In July, the college also ran a trip for us to go to Oxford, which was an amazing experience. It was really, really, really good fun. We stayed in an Oxford college, university college, and attended lectures and seminars, and we ate out, we explored the city, we had amazing weather. It was just a really wonderful experience to see the city and go down there to a place where a lot of us hadn't been before. We were also given the opportunity to apply for a programme called the Oxnet programme, which ran year-long and culminated in a summer school again at Oxford, where we got to meet academics and spend a week writing an essay in an Oxford environment with students who were there and with academics who were there, which really, again, was invaluable experience. And I made some of my best friends taking part in these groups that college offered to me. When it got to actually applying to the universities, what really stood out to me was the personal attention that we were all given. So the Oxbridge group split into 3 groups depending on what subject area you were interested in. I was in the humanities group with Richard, and there really was masses of individual support. So one individual story that I have is that to apply to Oxford or Cambridge, you have to sit a entrance exam and take an interview, and I did very badly on my mock entrance exam that college ran for us, and I really wanted to improve on that so that I could hopefully pass the real one. So I went to Richard and asked if I could sit it again, and he was willing to really mark as many papers as I was willing to do to really help push me to the point where I did succeed in the entrance exam. And the same thing happened in my interview, my mock interview. I froze up, which is unlike me, and I couldn't speak. And again, Richard was willing to do it again with me to really get me to the place where I was then able to succeed in the real interview and be offered a place at Oxford. I had a seriously fun time being part of the Oxbridge group and being part of all my lessons. And discussing things with new people and finding new opinions and finding new agreements. So what I think I would just finally really like to stress to year 10s, year 11s, is that it's completely okay to not know what your destination is. As I said, when I arrived at autumn sixth form, I hadn't even thought about university at all. And now I know where I'm going. So I think the important thing is to keep doing what you enjoy and allowing others to push you in a direction that you enjoy, and enjoy the journey and don't worry about the destination.
Among future destinations that are popular with our students, two of the most popular ones are medicine and law. Law, over a long period of time, has been the most popular degree course that students have gone on to study from Oldham Sixth Form College, and we get a lot of students looking at healthcare professions, particularly medicine, dentistry and veterinary science. And because of that, 5 or 6 years ago, we instigated two projects which we believe are unique to the college: the Aspiring Medics Programme, AMP, and the Aspiring Lawyers Programme, ALP. And they're there to take the students through all steps of the process and make sure they have the most successful applications that they can have. One of the beauties of the project is that we involve a lot of ex-students in it as well. So we have students who are now doctors, vets, dentists, or who are studying medicine, dentistry or veterinary science at university. Equally, we have students who are solicitors and barristers or studying law at university. And we've been really grateful for them to give up their time and come in and speak to our students and work with them. I think it's really powerful to have role models that can show them that it is something that is feasible for them to do. Now again, rather than have me talk you through everything that goes on in one of these programs, I'm going to ask another ex-student, Abdul, who came to us from Newman College and is currently in his first year studying medicine, to tell you about his experiences of AMP.
When I came to the college, I wasn't 100% sure that I wanted to do medicine. I wasn't someone who had wanted to become a doctor since a very young age. And I didn't really have a moment where I was like, yes, I definitely want to do medicine. I think for me, it was much more of a gradual process. And I think a huge factor into my decision to apply to study medicine was the Aspiring Medics Programme, a programme where you learn so much more about medicine that you're simply not exposed to before, well, at secondary school. And you learn about medical ethics. If you had asked me what medical ethics are, I would have just looked at you with a blank face, because I simply wouldn't have known. You learn about the range of specialities that are within medicine and the various types of doctors that you could become. And you also learn about how tough a career in medicine is. And it's not this glamorized version that you'd see on Grey's Anatomy or Casualty, although I do love Casualty, but it's simply much, much harder than that. You also learn about what an application to medicine actually looks like and how to go about applying for medicine. This includes the entrance exams, the main one, which is the UCAT, which normally everyone takes, and then there's the BMAT, which a few medical schools use when selecting their applicants. And this year I had to do both because of the universities that I chose. And in terms of preference, I liked BMAT more, simply because UCAT is a computer exam, and yeah, I just didn't like the feel of it. But yeah. You also have mock interviews run by Aspiring Medics Programme. Medicine's a bit of a strange one because for every university or medical school that you apply to, you have to be interviewed in order to have a place. And the form of interviews that many medical schools in the UK use is the MMI, which stands for Multiple Mini Interview. This consists of about 8 or 9 stations where you do tasks and discussions with interviewers, and it normally lasts about an hour. I say an hour, but honestly, it is so fast-paced. And the fact that the Aspiring Medics program puts mock interviews and mock MMIs on for their students. It's just so helpful because it allows you to have a feel for what a medicine interview would feel like, what it would be like. And it makes you more relaxed when you're going into the interview at university because you've experienced it, and it gives you a confidence booster, which is really good too. The Aspiring Medics program also invites ex-students in who are currently studying medicine or have already completed the degree. And I think what's good about that is, despite medicine being so hard to get onto as a course, it makes you realise that, yes, it is possible. And you have proof before your own eyes, which is really good too.
Now, it would be no point having these programs if they weren't successful. And just to give you some indicators, this year, again, around 70 of our students have progressed to law degrees, most of them at very prestigious universities. And equally, for medicine is incredibly competitive nationally. Students who apply for medicine have about a 1 in 10 chance of being successful. This year we had 25 students apply for medicine or dentistry. We didn't have any vets this year, and 18 of them got offers, which is about 2/3. So not only is it a really supportive program, but it helps deliver students those aspirations that they want to reach. Another really popular part of our offer for students to supplement their studies is something called the Extended Project Qualification, or EPQ, which is an AS level, half an A level, which they can study during their time with us. It allows students to develop the kind of research skills that universities are really keen on students having. And it allows students to choose a topic or area of interest that they really like and something that they're enthusiastic about outside of their main A-level studies, and develop university-level research skills. And that's something that's on offer to all students during their time at Oldham Sixth Form College. Another reason why a lot of students choose to come to Oldham Sixth Form College is the wide range of subjects on offer. In terms of A-levels, we offer more A-levels than any other local provider, and you can put together combinations of subjects that you won't be able to do elsewhere. And you can see on the screen a number of subjects that we offer that other local providers don't. And if you have particular interest in those areas, that could be a really important factor in your deciding where you want to study next. Alongside A-levels, we have a range of extremely successful vocational courses in areas like business, health and social care, IT, science and sport. So if you're a student who knows that you want to progress into a particular area in the future, these could be the perfect courses for you. Equally, if you're a student who feels that you don't do yourself justice in the exams and work much better with coursework, that might be a factor in pointing to you towards one of these courses. We were the only local college to offer T-level qualifications from last September, and we've added to that provision this year, and I'll say a little bit more about that shortly. And a final thing to mention about courses is that quite often when you go to other providers, it's kind of an either or route that you've got. It's either A-levels or it's vocational qualifications. At Oldham Sixth Form College, there is some flexibility in terms of developing what we call blended programs, where you can mix and match between A-levels and vocational courses, and that might be something that appeals to you when you're putting your program together. Now, I've mentioned T-levels, and T-levels were a new government initiative that were introduced in 2020. As I said, we were really lucky or proud to be involved as one of the pilot colleges with this new really high quality qualification. T-levels are trying to bring together the best of A-levels in terms of the academic rigour, but also offering really high quality work experience as part of the T-level. And you spend a substantial amount of your time on a work placement. As you can see on the infographic there, 20% of your time on this program will be involved in really top-notch work experience. That will take place in the second year of the course and will allow you to develop the kind of skills, the practical skills and knowledge that will allow you to progress into a career in a particular area. In 2020, we introduced a digital production design and development T-level. This year, students have applied for health and science, which is the second stage in our rollout of T-levels. And the year after that, we'll be introducing education. So we've taken a kind of gradual approach to it, building up our own expertise in these areas, but we are really confident that these are a very high quality qualification that will allow students to progress either directly into employment at the end of their T-level or onto university as well. Another aspect that marks Oldham Sixth Form College out from other providers is the fact that we insist all students who are on an A-level programme do 4 subjects in Year 12. If you rewound about 10 years, this was the common model across all schools and colleges, but due to financial cuts, a lot of schools and colleges have now moved towards a 3-subject programme. Now, we remain committed to students doing 4 subjects, and for all the points that are bullet pointed there on the screen, we are very confident that doing 4 subjects leads to better results and helps students develop better study habits during their time with us. It all offers them more flexibility as well, because if you're only studying 3 subjects at the start of Year 12, then you'll have to see those same 3 subjects through to the end of Year 13. And if you find you don't like a particular subject or your goals change slightly, there is no flexibility. At Oldham Sixth Form College, vast majority of A-level students will study 4 subjects in Year 12 and then narrow it down to 3 subjects in Year 13, focusing on the ones that they enjoy and are doing best in and the ones that tie in with their future plans most clearly. And they will have an extra qualification. All our students are entered for AS levels at the end of Year 12, so whichever subject you leave behind as you progress into Year 13, you will have a qualification in it. And the feedback we get from universities is that they like students doing 4 subjects and they like students doing AS levels. And just to back that up, here is some feedback from the Director of Admissions at Cambridge University, who wrote to us and supported the model that we have adopted in terms of students sitting exams at the end of Year 12 and getting a real sense of how they're doing, and also the idea of having that flexibility of doing 4 subjects. And you can see his comments there on the screen. As I mentioned at the start, one of the benefits of us being a larger sixth form college is we can offer more opportunities to students. And you can see there on the screen some of our extensive extras program opportunities. Some of those you will have been involved in school. You might have taken part in Duke of Edinburgh's awards at a lower level, and you can go straight into the Gold Award. Some of you might be keen to play sport for the college. Some of you might want to be involved in the college drama production. But there are lots of different opportunities. I've only given you a flavour there of the kind of things that you might get involved in, and you'll find out a lot more about those when you join Oldham Sixth Form College early on in your time with us, and you'll be able to pick out things that tie in with your goals or aspirations, or things that just look like a bit of fun alongside your main subjects. Again, one of the things we pride ourselves in as a college is giving our students the chance to meet successful people, famous people often, and see how they got where they have, and to find out about their motivations and interests as well. And you've got on the screen there a flavour of some of the events that we've had in recent years. We're very keen on keeping our students kind of politically aware, and we had debates around the election in 2019. We're very keen, very proud to have Keir Starmer, who's now leader of the Labour Party, come to the college, and we also had Conservative politicians like James Cleverly and Edwina Currie. A real coup last year was to have the current Poet Laureate, Simon Armitage, come and work with our students, and also the previous Poet Laureate, Carol Ann Duffy. You'll see in the top left-hand corner there the Educate North Awards. Educate North is a prestigious national educational award ceremony, and we were delighted to find out last week that we'd won an award for community engagement in terms of all the work we do in terms of preparing our students for their next steps, and also the way that we work within Oldham as well. And that can be seen in some of the other opportunities we've put on for students as well. You can see there on the screen some more political events on the right-hand side. We have a local MP there. We have Andy Burnham there as well, Mayor of Manchester, who's worked with our students. On the left-hand side of the screen, at the bottom, you can see some of the charity work that we've been involved in. We have regular collections for local charities supporting people as well as we can. In the top left-hand slide there, you've got a visit we had from Lillian Black, who is the daughter of a Holocaust survivor who gave a very moving presentation about her parents' experience, something which will live long in the memory of everyone who was there. I've just mentioned how we won an Educate North award a couple of weeks ago in terms of our community engagement. It wasn't the first time we've won an Educate North award. In 2017, we won the award for social mobility. Now, social mobility is a term that means a student's journey, so where they started and where they ended up. And the award recognised the fact that students who come to Oldham Sixth Form College make more progress than would be expected, and that's something that we're really, really proud of. Now, just to back that up with a little bit of evidence, the most popular destination of our students is to go on to higher education after they leave Oldham Sixth Form College. And this year, October 2020, just under 80% of our students went directly to university. And within that, 1 in 5 of those students who went to university went to a top Russell Group university, and that is considerably above national averages for progression to these universities. And they're going on to some of the most prestigious courses. You heard from Megan and Abdul earlier on, who are going on to English Literature and Medicine. But there are lots of other courses that students progress on to which are really high status and will allow them to access fantastic careers in the future. Within the Russell Group, the most popular destination, perhaps unsurprisingly, is the University of Manchester. Having that world-class university on our doorstep is a real benefit, and I want to show you what those students who've progressed onto the University of Manchester are now studying. Now, this slide makes me really proud of everything the college does, because you can see a massive range of courses that our students have gone on to study at university. Some of them are really well known and you'll recognise subjects there. Some you might not know even existed. And there's quite a lot of specialism there. You know, when students come to the college, they might be thinking about progressing into engineering. They're good at maths, they're good at physics, they like the sound of engineering, but they might not know whether it's going to be aerospace, chemical, civil, electrical, mechanical, and that's something that they really hone and narrow down during their time with us. I'm pretty confident that a lot of students who've progressed onto those courses didn't know they would be applying for them when they came to us, and that's something they worked towards during their 2 years with us, and we offered them lots of support to make sure they got where they needed to be. I think the overarching message from this slide is that whatever your dreams or goals are, we can help you get there. Although university is the most popular destination of our students, clearly we have a lot of other students who are thinking about a different route, so either employment or apprenticeships. Now, in terms of apprenticeships, we make sure that students who are interested in this route get just as much support as those who are thinking about university. So when we have any events involving universities in college, like careers fairs, we will invite in apprenticeship providers and employers as well. We have an apprenticeship week where we specifically focus on apprenticeships and get providers to come in and talk about the opportunities and different routes available to students. But we think this is an equally valid route that students can take, and it's important that they get good information, and we have lots of students going on to really high quality apprenticeships when they leave Oldham Sixth Form College. In this penultimate slide, I just want to talk a little bit about the frequently asked questions that we get from students at this time of the year. The first one there is about the college day. Now, the college day runs from 9 in the morning till 4:15, and you could have lessons that fill up the whole day. But more often than not, you will have what we call a study period most days, a session where you haven't got a lesson. And depending on when that falls, it's up to you how you use it. This is part of the process of you being able to manage your own time and preparing you for university or employment. So, for example, if your first lesson of the day was at 10:20, you had a study period first thing, we wouldn't expect you necessarily to be in college. You can clearly come in, use the library, use the study areas within the college, but if you just want to arrive for your first lesson, that's fine. Equally, if your last lesson of the day finished at 3 o'clock, you don't have to hang around for the last hour and a quarter of the day. But we are very, very much focused on making sure that you are in all your lessons, attending as close to 100% as you can, because that is the recipe for success at the college, and we will monitor your attendance very closely. But at the same time, there is that more maturity in terms of you being able to manage your time. We don't have a specific dress code at the college. You can find out more information about dress on the website, but what we want is for students to be comfortable, we want you to be in your lessons, we want you to be learning. So there is no school uniform at Oldham Sixth Form College. In terms of the volume of work, you will notice a step up from school to college, but we will help you get used to that. We're not going to load you up with lots of work as soon as you arrive, and we will take a kind of gradualist approach to building you into AS level and then A-level work during your time at Oldham Sixth Form College. So yes, there will be more of it, and yes, it will be harder, but you will acclimatise gradually during your time with us. In terms of financial support, a lot of our students access what's called the bursary scheme, and we will provide you with more information about that when you arrive at enrolment, and you'll be able to sort that out then. Now, don't worry about changing your mind with courses. This is very, very common. I would estimate that 50% of our students will change one of their courses at least, or not more, when they come to enrol, and our staff are ready and prepared to help you with that. Again, one of the benefits of us being a larger college is that we can be flexible in your options. So if you've done better in something or worse in something and that's affected your plans, or you've just had a complete change of mind about what you want to do, then that's absolutely fine, and we'll help you sort that out when you join us. Made it through to the final slide, just a final few thoughts. In terms of what I would be advising you to be doing at this stage, if you are not completely sure about your subjects or your future plans, just keep thinking about it. And again, we'll talk to you when you come along to enrolment in August about these, but just keep talking about it, keep discussing it with family, friends, teachers, and considering what you think you'd enjoy and what you'd be good at in the future. Now, we are having a couple of open events. One is an afternoon and early evening event, and the other one's an evening event on the 23rd and 29th of June. And we would strongly recommend that you come along to those with your parents and carers and have a look around the college, because I've given you a flavour of the college in this presentation, but I think that's no substitute for coming along and having a good look round. We're also going to be contacting students about new students' days. There's going to be a range of those at the end of June, start of July. And again, I would strongly recommend you sign up for one of those, because as well as giving you another chance to come into the college, they'll give you a chance to meet the teachers a little bit more and to try out some of the learning styles and methods that we use here at Oldham Sixth Form College. And that again will be a really valuable experience in terms of preparing you for starting with us in September. The enrolment information will be sent out to you in good time, and your enrolment will take place some time between the 26th of August and the 2nd of September, and then you'll be starting your education with us on Tuesday the 7th of September the following week, but more information will be going out to you about that. Well, I hope this has been a useful presentation in terms of giving you a little bit more information about the college and hopefully some reassurance about you making the right choice to join us. We're really looking forward to working with you and to seeing you at the open event and on New Students' Day. Thank you very much for listening.